Ready? All right. So previously, you all had made your way into the land of Jewel, the elemental plane of Jewel within the astral realm. You had done some adventuring, fought some creatures, and you eventually made your way into a canyon, following these deep blue that were leading you guys into the depths of this canyon. Eventually, you found these ginormous mechanical mixers that radiated arcana, um, the same arcana that matched the mercurial river that you had been following previously. Upon inspecting the first one of the first mixer machines, you all were ambushed by these amethyst, uh, large amethyst creatures, um, some amethyst abominations, where you Kadir nearly died.
Here became the fork in the garbage disposal.
Zathiel also nearly died. But you all managed to vanquish the creatures and heal yourselves and make your way deeper into the canyon, following the pipes and these machines deeper and deeper into the canyon.
You said there are like catwalks in between them.
Yeah, so you got catwalks in between them, and you all managed to uh, make your way closer and closer, but you're not seeing very much activity around other than some like the machinery starting and stopping every now and then with large booms. Um, you're passing a couple machines that are off, as in there's nothing spinning in them. There's no like magic arcana um, emanating from them. And as you all were kind of making your way, meandering your way into further into this canyon, you manage to find and see a central spire where, upon looking at it, Gix, I believe you were the one who flew up.
Right.
No, yes, you're right. It was Zeke. You both saw movement in the tower. And Zeke, using one of your using a scrying eye, you kind of saw an individual with rainbow skin spot you, and that's when the spell ended.
Did I end the spell or did she end the spell?
You did. The timing of the spell.
Right.
Got me bugged by the sexual rock man.
You all. Let me see if I can. Yeah. This is who you saw.
Right.
It's business.
Oh, it is business.
That's what I said. The sexual rock man.
Looks like from the original Tron movie.
A little, yeah.
Got those rags.
The other guy on Tron is looks.
There's a Trolltron. And also a little bit
It does kind of look like a troll. I was also too young for this, but I did. I thought they were. I like their weird little pot.
Is that done with your intro?
Yeah, we're done. So, sorry.
So how far from the tower thing are we?
I would say you're still a good distance away. Like, it's a massive central spire of this whole facility. But I would say it is, you're probably maybe a quarter mile away. Less, at most a quarter mile.
And when the shrine revealed that this creature was giant, do you mean giant like the race, or just very big?
It's actually she's quite small.
Oh,
Yeah. But the fire itself is massive.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lady rock. You said she.
Better.
Yeah.
I feel like I couldn't picture you with someone else. But I feel like you're someone who very much enjoys Steven Universe.
How could you tell?
You.
Oh yeah, I love it. This whole, I will tell you right off the bat, this whole section is heavily influenced.
In a way, that line was not all influenced by that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender that I saw at their house. Because let me tell you, you guys did that stuff, and I was like, hold on a minute. I've never even seen this show, but this shit looks familiar.
So we'll see fusion powered by lesbianism.
I'm gonna get lesbian rock.
Okay.
Because like I know how old Indian girl in that show, she is confused with the rock.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
I never really thought about it, but I guess that means Steven is technically transgender.
Technically.
He's fine. He's like this rock off, right? Like she turned in.
Yeah.
But he's also his dad's child.
It's really.
So do you think we need to like sneak in here, or should we just go for it and see what happens?
But I think they already know what's coming. Probably should just go for it.
You didn't make eye contact with the creature.
No, I'm just.
Well, I thought they made eye contact with like this right.
Yeah, all I would see is just an invisible sphere.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
They can't see you, dude.
Unless they have some magic. I don't know.
I mean, they're not.
Usually.
Yeah, no, I did go through and look to see, like, you know, is there a way that I can make myself look like a rock person, but here in the house, it's skin does.
This doesn't go well for the rest of it.
I think that's cool stuff.
Do we have masks also?
That's
Sure.
That was a
I think certain rangers, I think blue soccer rangers can do it. But I think only third can do it as well. Certain ones.
Maybe a warlock.
Maybe a warlock. He is a food-based warlock, so we're gonna end up looking like we're made of. Oh wait, no, we're already kind of food names because because we are meat.
Well, yeah, but we want to look less like meat, more like rock candy would be good.
It'll be like those old timey like views for like movies where it's like the walking popcorns. Like,
Yeah.
Hot dogs. Yeah.
It's pretty hot. Even in California raisins.
That's true. It's true.
I guess the Faerun raisins. I think if you're a food warlock, not seeming to already just makes you eat. Doesn't work on stand people either. You're already food.
Ability kebabs.
Ability kebabs. I can get ability kebabs.
I have ability kebabs. I don't know where I picked them up.
Because you apparently have
You
sending
You
stones.
make
When did you get sending stones?
I bought them a long time ago. I bought them specifically for communicating back with our guy at. Oh.
Oh, the guy who's running our Airbnb tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to keep in touch with them.
Oh, are we supposed to like do that?
Yes.
It was kind of running itself. I thought it was kind of fine, to be honest.
But you've only got one stone. The other guy's got the other. Yeah, see, it's a match.
Yeah, no, I was just like, oh, you have sending stones. This whole time we've been like, you know, oh, well, I guess we can't communicate because we're too far away. But you had the opportunity, but no, you gave them to our housekeeper.
Yes. Does that work across dimensions?
It doesn't. Oh yeah, we're in the whole other place, aren't we?
Not usually.
It doesn't say it does. It just says that they can talk to each other. And you can only use it once a day.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just says that the target is the other bearer of the stone. If no creature bears the stone, you know that fact when you use the stone and go cast the spell. Doesn't say they have to be used on the same thing. Do you have ability kebab? What are your kebabs do?
I feel like there was probably a different name, but it's just healing. It's like potions and
That's fine.
yeah.
I'm gonna use ability tofu.
Mm-hmm.
Ability animals. Or, you know what? Still.
Oh, will you hand me a sip?
Again.
You know.
You're up.
So you drink more than one time.
Sure, let's see.
I'm not picky. I would just like to go home and not be in pain for 3 hours. It's not pickiness. Also, will you hand me 2 of them? I think I'm gonna be take care of
Oh no. Nonsense. Whatever would I do?
But let's call it back to the earlier conversation. You would have been a big hit by as a teenager because every girlfriend that I've ever have seen always has one guy friend whose only purpose is get rid of that bug and eat this food that I don't want. And generally speaking, they perform admirably. That is what teenage boys are for.
So yeah, what do you guys do? Are you gonna continue going forward, or with
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the alarms have already given away that something's out here.
Yeah.
If we try to be covert and sneaky, at this point, it's gonna make us look like we're just doing something wrong.
Also, we're probably the only 8 people here, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume that we did it regardless.
Okay.
Whereas if we just walk there, if nothing else, we can just look like them first.
Right.
Okay. Do you go ahead stealthily or just kind of casually?
Yeah.
Just walk.
I mean,
It's like we volunteered. It's like we're supposed to be.
I can spam cast that's not trace for free, so I will do that.
Okay.
Which increases our speed by 10 feet.
By 10. No, I sure stealth by 10 feet.
Oh.
Sure. You have plus 10 to stealth, and you can only be tracked by movement.
Okay.
So we're not sneaking, we're just armed and attack.
Okay.
Okay.
As you guys continue forward, you see more and more of these pipes are kind of joining in and kind of running parallel as more and more of the machine, you're passing more machines. They seem to be going into the direction of this central spire. You continue to walk for probably another 15 or so minutes before you round a corner and you are suddenly met by a group of individuals. Zeke, you recognize one of them as the one you saw in your scrying eye.
The rainbow dude?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see.
Do that.
You see.
Just stand up.
Standing there, surrounded by a handful of guards, that are in the shape of. Let me grab a picture. In fact, there are 2 styles of guards that are there. You have some of them that look like this with their weapons brandished.
Ooh.
They appear to be floating metallic discs that are kind of like how titanium, when it has different ionization on it, it's different colors.
The anodized.
Yes.
By right.
Yeah, it's similar to that. And then there's also
I like that he looks like a stained glass window. That's for me.
there is one person, or actually, there's much heavily armored and thicker looking creatures that appear to be completely metal. And they appear to be there's about 3 of these, and then 5 of the flat metal of the flat guys. And then at the center is the rainbow individual.
You know what this makes me think of? You ever seen those pictures where it's like your friend groups always look like none of them knew that they were going to the same place?
Let's see if I can.
Like they all said let's go out, and then they all decided to dress up for a different location.
There we go. So she's in the middle.
Did I see these two soldiers in the city?
You did not.
So these might just be outside. Big soldiers.
And they're about our size.
So the soldiers are slightly taller than Kadir, and Zathiel or Ibelios. But this rainbow individual she's like the size of like Josine, a little bit
A
smaller.
4'10".
Yeah, tiny.
We're the besties.
And
Charlene.
you see her just kind of like standing there with her arms folded, and they go, "What matter and meaning do you have here within the foundry?"
She's speaking.
Yes.
Is that where we're lost?
We're a bit lost and foundry.
What do you mean lost?
Well, we're in a big rock space. There's no street signs. Right?
You're not permitted to be here. Why?
Well, we're not trying to be here. We're trying to be in a place with street signs and civilization.
Jewel.
Yeah, we're looking for Joel.
Well, you're a long ways away from Jewel now, aren't you?
I told you we should have made a left with the big rock back there.
We don't know that we're a long way from there because we don't know where we are.
Yes.
Where is it?
Where is this?
I think we should have stopped and asked for directions.
Uh,
I don't know. What are the rocks?
I can't talk to Rod.
do you not
You
know
see
where
something
you?
wrong?
I told you this is the foundry. Why do you find yourself at the foundry?
We were lost.
We're lost.
We should stop and ask for directions. We don't know where we are. Like miles and miles and miles ago. They're all like, no, we know where we're going, and that's how we ended up wherever the hell this is.
You get the sense that she doesn't quite believe the words you are
I mean,
saying.
we are lost. We don't know where we are.
And you see that she goes from kind of like a relaxed to like a semi-defensive, and you, Gix, you notice that she's got really long sleeves, but you can just kind of see the very tips of her fingers begin to like twitch in like not weird angles, but you get the sense. Give me an insight.
Okay.
Some addicts are being canned.
Almost couldn't roll better.
Well, we'll do. Let him be our ambassador.
Oh, and I get it with the DNS? Fuck yeah. Actually did roll better. 22.
You get the sense that she is in some way communicating. She's not casting a spell, but she definitely is signaling to the soldiers behind her.
Okay. Time for me to flex my persuasion muscle.
They got that outside.
I'm so sorry for all the confusion. What's the proper form of addressing you?
I am Bismuta, and you can address me as such.
All right, Bismuta. My companions and I are adventurers on a quest to get to Jewel, but ultimately we have the goal of saving our realm from magical implosion, I guess you could call it. Possibly all of the realms.
Pretty much for all of the planes.
The magical cycle of renewal for the multiverse has been thrown out of balance, and it could go very poorly if we're not allowed to finish our quest. And I apologize for any damage we've done or any disruptions we've caused, any offenses we've caused through not understanding your culture, but we are genuinely and truly waylaid and if you're so kind and merciful in need of some guidance.
We'd love to not be here.
Right, we'd love to not be lost and actually be where we're trying to be.
Can I roll a persuasion?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion, and she's going to just roll straight intelligence to understand what she's saying.
So, we're so sorry. Well, not
Or guidance, so thank you.
That's why I was like, yeah, I'm so sorry for trespassing. Our bad.
26.
Okay. You said a lot of words.
Yes.
And she feels like you're being truthful about those words, but she doesn't quite understand what you're talking about.
Okay.
And she basically, like, you get the sense
What
that
if I push my tail though?
she kind of looked at you for a minute, and if I understand correctly, let me just get this correct. You are lost, and your world is going to implode.
Magically speaking. So
Somewhere.
some will explode. But basically there is a cycle of magical resetting that happens one plane at a time, is our understanding. And ours is next, and it's been thrown out of balance. And if it happens before its time, then all the magic in our plane could fall apart and even kill magical beings in the process, which is bad enough. If our understanding is correct, it will then move on to the next plane, and the same thing will happen.
I see.
Yes.
Well, this sounds a lot like
The quest given by deities, it was.
well, to be 100% honest, I don't quite. I can't make out whether you're telling me the truth or not. It sounds extremely made up, and you all look extremely strange. I've never seen anyone with a texture like yours before. Wait, you're organics.
Yeah. Yes.
Love that. Let's, why don't you come with us? I believe you will find the answers you're looking for if you spoke to my lady.
Okay.
And I'm sure she could acquaint you.
Which lady?
Her name is Lady Amatrine. She is of one of the noble houses,
Queen of the Foundry?
leader of the Creationists Guild. I mean, she is head of the Foundry.
Okay. That sounds useful. We'll talk to her.
Wonderful. Well, she kind of like looks at all of you and just.
I want to know who she thinks is the weirdest looking. There's
Um,
kind of a contest.
Can please, and she kind of like parts her hand, and the soldiers kind of make a little aisleway. One of them turns around and begins to walk, but the rest of them just kind of like are waiting for you to pass by. And you all, I'm assuming, go follow.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll like nod and bow to each of them, like thank you for your compassion.
You hear metallic clinking sounds.
I hope they're not offended that I'm wearing metal armor. And they may be made of metal. I don't know if that's against their.
You begin to follow the.
This is like wearing armor made
You begin to follow the soldiers as they kind of take you along the catwalks. This mood of following up behind you, like way behind you, like she's kind of like she made sure you all went first, and then she's kind of just making sure none of you fall behind. as the other soldiers are kind of like falling in line, basically encompassing you in a guard unit.
Escort.
Yeah, you are being escorted towards the
Do the soldiers speak?
not that you've heard.
They don't make metallic clinking or anything like that.
I mean, they make noises as they're walking.
Alright.
You hear kind of like the clinking of metal as each of them are walking forward. You after about like 10 to 15 minutes of walking between these catwalks, you make your you find yourself at the bottom of this ginormous, incredibly tall crystalline spire, and it is much bigger. It is much bigger than it looked like a while, or like when you were in the distance. Like this is an extremely beautifully ornate, just layers and layers of crystal and rock make it look like it was organically made, like grown, but it is also has like you see windows and you see like places where it was machined and you actually like see the delicate structures and fine details as you get closer. The individual as this Buddha, she runs forward past you and like kind of taps on the wall, and you see that this crystalline lines begin to appear on this blank wall in front of you as they kind of split open. What once appeared to be just a solid wall kind of splits and opens as it kind of opens like fangs and like the maw, like a mouth.
Is that magical in nature or is it cannibal?
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
Ooh, 26.
26. The amount of ambient magic kind of is overpowering. But from what you can tell, no, this doesn't appear to be magic at all. This appears to be mechanical. She begins. She leads you into this central spire, and you are immediately met with it. The temperature drops like 10 degrees. It is extremely dry in here, but nice and cool compared to the canyon, the dryness of the canyon outside and the warmth. It is beautiful.
Okay.
The crystalline walls has light refracting in all directions. You see massive pillars on either side of you as you enter into this corridor that go up at least, they have to be like 60 to 80 feet tall. And everything is like this like
Don't know.
bluish, purplish crystal
Like if it is
color. And there's a soft ringing, like just ambient, like sound of just like.
But I also had to get up on my head. I lost it.
Not quite like a bell ringing, but just like ambient, just kind of a tonal chime.
Okay. Found it.
Tonal ringing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another thing that I thought was like fake growing up. Like, how do you have like a contact fly out of your eyeball and then have to go look for it? And it turns out, of course, I blink was really good. Because for the first 2 weeks I had, I blink, and it wasn't even just bullet, it would like.
Yeah.
One time I was in the kitchen, I went blink, and it popped out and I caught it in air.
Nice.
Like, Absolutely not. You're expensive. They have to be blind and y'all are going to be people.
Eventually, you all are brought in. As you're walking through this corridor, like these massive pillars holding up this room, you see like rock golem looking creatures, metallic golems.
Lock golem?
Rock,
Oh, rock.
but they don't move like because you immediately look. There's no magic about them.
They're people.
And their movements are very fluid with their jaggedness. And you see that they are like hauling materials, like raw components of crystals and rocks. And occasionally you see one pass by with wheeling behind them, pulling a small wheeled crate that has large tubes of the blue liquid that you've seen, bright blue. Like this isn't the dull that it has. But eventually, you all are brought into a secondary chamber that has a few seats and a table within it. And the room itself is it's a good size. It's probably like a 20 by 20 room. It's like a medium-sized conference room. But they've got some chairs and tables. There's like a lounging couch that's there, though. It's all of this is kind of a little harder than you all are used to. But she motions you to go in and please sit tight. I will notify my lady of your arrival. And hopefully she can answer some more questions for you. This is highly peculiar and unusual. Yeah. Stay here, please. And she closes the door, and you hear just like the pitter patter.
As soon as she locks the door, I'm like lifting stuff up, looking for like vents where like poison gas could come in.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys think it's ever weird for them that there are rocks, and everything here is made of rocks, and that's normal for us for like the grass made of rocks, but like we're made of meat, and I was walking outside, and instead of grass, it was just like all meat. I would find that.
Yes.
Or like because like when you were talking about the armor, like we were leather skin, and we're made of skin, and like I don't know, but it's like the ground was made of skin.
Well,
and also all of the trees were skin.
I mean that's kind of what the meat lambs were.
Well, the ground, well, no,
They just have a lot of rock.
But the ground is still ground there. I'm just wondering if, like, do you think it's weird for them that, like, you know, you touch like a mountain and it's made of you?
You should probably.
Probably get used to it.
Yeah. I think so.
Maybe it's weird for the, you know, the mountains not made of you.
Hmm.
You ever been like, or lived on a creature like a little. Yeah, you should go into a little tiny creature and then live on another creature. That's how
But anybody be offended if I individually and jump on you?
Go back to Mike.
No.
No,
I think I have to.
so I don't know if I want that.
Would you still love me if I was a worm?
Looking for traps or anything.
Yeah, I'm looking for traps.
Go and give me investigation.
That could have been better. 8.
8.
8?
I don't have reliable talent in every skill, you guys.
I just thought investigation would be one.
I believe you do actually.
No, I told the one you have Christian.
Yeah.
I thought it was for any ability check. You can't roll lower than 10.
That's
No,
when
it's
you
only
get.
when you're proficient.
Yeah, once you get to like 16 or 17, then you get to do that.
Well, my investigation is a very 20.
Okay. You
As I'm busy talking about meat and just like moving pillows and stuff.
22.
you all look around and
Pillows are chalk.
I mean you find really not much here. Like this room is fairly plain. Well, not just it's not plain. Like it's very fancy, but at least to you, everything is made of crystal here. But like nothing of import really stands out to you. Like you're not finding any traps or anything.
Still on the ground floor. We didn't go up. Did we?
No, you didn't go up. You kind of just like entered into like a really large corridor and then walked through and then like kind of opened up into like a larger chamber here, and then you were brought into like a secondary room off to the side.
Oh, we're under a spot. This is the main.
Yeah, this is under that main central, that big purple spire is where you're in.
So it's just like the lobby or something.
Yeah, and it's like the broke finish log. Everything's made out of crystal. That's like the worst rock.
All are here.
I know that I have like sapphire or something.
Okay, we'll just chill out until she comes back.
Look at it.
Is the door locked?
You try it.
Yeah.
Door locked.
There's no
Because we
window.
have no choice but.
There's no window.
No windows. This is a windowless room. There are a couple tapestries.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
There's not compliant.
there are a couple tapestries that show a
Rock will be like set on fire.
really interesting color gradient. It has like it's in 3 sections. You have black on the top, and then red and orange on the sides.
Like lava?
Like they blend. Excuse me, they blend into each other, but it's like black is here, and then red and orange are here. They kind of like make a tapestry.
Is it cloth? It's cloth.
It appears to be cloth.
I want to touch it.
Did you touch it?
Yeah, it's cloth.
That's extremely smooth.
Did they figure out how to turn rocks into thread?
They're probably tripping for it. Rock people.
It feels like silk.
When we were
I'm moth. Is it silk?
It feels like silk.
That's not the question I asked.
mix some silk, it's the same.
Can you identify silk by looking? You can identify both of them.
Do you put it in your mouth?
Oh, no.
Well, if it's not
Don't
silk,
listen
it will.
to this pretty tapestry.
If it's not silk, it will definitely taste like something that isn't. Like it won't taste like
What
that.
is this all?
Then we'll have learned something new. I think.
Do you like it? Tasteless. It's got a slight metallic taste to it.
Does it feel like fabric in my mouth?
No,
Weird.
like it.
A little bite of the
Okay.
crunchy.
I just I need help
Take a minute.
envisioning this. So pretend this is the tapestry, right? Do you go on with it? Like, do you put the corner of it in your mouth, or do you like lick
You
it? Like,
said you were licking,
please,
only.
please show the class what you do.
Did you have
Because
to
I would like.
I've heard a lot of creatures whose only way to investigate the world is to put it in their mouth. So I think I'm gonna start with like maybe it's like acid or something that I do through. So it's very just like.
Okay.
It's
Cold at the touch.
Okay, so it's kind of like.
Cold feels and has that same texture as silk, but as soon as you like kind of like bite down on it,
Yeah, but like super hard.
Hard.
Try it.
extremely hard.
Oh, weird.
Is it like
Not fat.
metal wire?
It appears it could be metallic.
It's weird. It could be metal wire that they've somehow also made like.
Definitely.
I mean, if
I
it,
want both things. Is it flexible?
Very. It
You
feels
said it
like
was soft.
It's like silk.
it's probably a mercury.
Oh, I think I'm gonna get a voice, so it's fine.
Can I go back a little bit? So when we were walking into the city with the escort, what was the people's general reaction to us?
You actually didn't see very many people.
No, they be.
You saw as you were entering the spire, you saw another handful of
I don't
guards,
think it's
Um,
that well.
but you really didn't see any like workers
Until
or anything like. You didn't really see any regular
We also see
instruments. Other than the few that you saw in the sky itself.
Yes, platinum. A couple forms of carbon.
You probably know all of them, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, you guys want to do anything else while we're waiting around? It seems pretty boring, actually. So.
What do you think the consequences are if I roll this up and put it in?
It's huge. The ceilings are almost as high as the ones in the hallway. Like these go up like 80 feet.
Please don't,
Okay, it'll take a long time to roll.
please don't steal from the people who could possibly determine whether.
Captain the Rock.
Yeah.
If I put it in my bag, they can't prove we stole it.
I think they probably presumably
I think
did.
Yeah, right in. Where's that? Nowhere. But it's too big to roll up. It'll take too long.
Yeah. Also, just because they can't prove something doesn't mean they're not going to punish us.
Yeah, I think they would just go through our stuff after they hang us.
Right.
They would just take us without like due process.
Lots of people do that kind of thing.
Like the
What
cult.
kind of place are we in?
I don't
There's
know.
no legal system here.
We don't know. That's the thing.
No presumption of innocence.
We don't want to test.
Especially since like the people here are made out of rock. Whatever the forms of punishment are, they're gonna be much worse against our squishy bodies.
Maybe your squishy body. My squishy body is used to
At this time, you guys have been like discussing for at least a half hour now. You hear the door unlock and open, and you see Bismuda walk in. Now entering, please address my lady, Lady Amatrine. And you see behind her a gorgeous. She is wearing
I like her dress. Also, it's her skin, I guess.
She ain't got no arms.
She does. You see this beautiful woman with long pointy ears.
Is she made out of skin?
Give me a perception check.
Is this like a cousin situation, or just like, you know, oh, we look similar?
She has one arm. It's actually that hair braid.
It's totally freaking style. Perception 17.
17. As you enter, you're seeing this woman for the first time. She's extremely elegant, graceful. You don't even see her legs move as she walks into the room. She's just like, it appears that she's just like moving. She's just moving. Like kind of like those Russian dancers. Russian ballet
We got
dancers.
one of them is actually a toe.
But as she approaches, you hear Bismuda.
Oh, yeah.
I will bow, and as I bow, I cast Libnus. Libnus makes it so that I can't. Yeah.
And as you are kind of bowing and kind of looking up at her, Josine, you notice that the texture of her person is smooth, but not like skin, like rock or very smooth stone.
Like polished marble.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the flecks, like what looks to be feathers, actually are actually like extremely thin pieces of crystal. And that appears to be like reflecting her internal colors. Like they kind of the colors change a little bit with whatever direction she's facing.
Like $5,000 for the 4 points.
Please, thank you, Lady Amateur. Welcome to the foundry.
Thank you for taking it in. We appear to be lost.
I guess we're not trying to
So I've been told. Please sit so that we can discuss why this.
Lovely palace, by the way.
Oh, this is no. But thank you.
Yeah, to clarify, we've not come to visit on purpose. As you said, we are very lost. We were trying to go to a whole other place.
I have been informed that of your unfortunate circumstances,
Yeah.
albeit rather strange. We haven't had organics here in how many ages now? At least 7 ages. At least. I'm wrong.
How long has it aged for you guys?
Ages recycled.
And cycle is
Oh, cycle is a cycle. It's
Sorry, we're not on a planet with an orbit, so they're not going to have like years or days. Yeah.
So pretend like we're from an entirely different plane of existence and have no clue what any of the most basic knowledge is here.
Well, they have the time where the sun gets kind of brighter, or not the sun, but the rocks and light get brighter and dimmer.
Maybe that would help. So like, the whole cycle of like the rocks going from light to dark and back to light, we would call a day.
How
And
many?
then 365 of those is a year.
Don't confuse with numbers. How many of those in an age?
What?
Any?
At least 10,000.
It's a long time.
So
Very long time.
yeah,
So a cycle is like 3,000 of those.
yeah. So like
Which is
10
like
years,
9 years.
10 years, 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been decades.
Because like age for an elf is like a century.
Possibly like a lifetime for some people.
Yeah.
I guess how long the rocks live.
Alright, that's a long time.
Though it is hard to count those differently here in the astral.
That is true.
Yeah, that'll do.
I believe that we came from the astral.
Yes.
Well, before we begin our discussions, how exactly did you find?
Well,
Mostly by accident.
yes. We were
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
through for Jewel. We were following directions given to us by. Is he with us, by the way? The little.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, we found the directions. They were on the map in the ship.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So we got attacked by mind flayers, and then we won. And so we took their ship because it was better than our ship, and then their ship had coordinates for here, and it said it was Jewel, but apparently it's not.
Are these mind flayers other organics?
Yeah.
Yes, but people, tentacles, like eat brains.
Sounds wretched.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah.
So they thought this was Jewel, but clearly they're wrong.
Not bad. It's way off.
Well,
And you know, we did look, and we're not bad.
Jewel is several. I mean, Jewel is a distance from here, but
How much of it is?
at least several days travel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We can do that. It's everything for holding it to here.
So you all have found yourselves here because your world is going to implode by magic.
Just the magical parts of it are going to reset.
It's a complicated situation. We don't even 100% understand it ourselves.
Do you guys have chain reactions here? Like one thing happens, and it sets off another thing, and it sets off, and it keeps going.
Oh yes, we
So it's kind of like that.
scientists make chain reactions all the time.
Right. Like that. Okay. So our world has a bad thing happen to it, which we're trying to stop. And if we don't stop it, it's gonna go to like the next plane and do it there, and then to the next one, and the next one, and keep going until there aren't any left.
Interesting.
It might not affect the astral plane because astral plane is different.
But that's all entirely bad. I feel it's especially bad if it's since it's like a magic thing.
I
Catastrophe. A calamity, if you will.
And what business do you have in Jewel?
There are people there we're supposed to meet.
They're supposed to help us stop it.
That's where the Concord is, right?
Who are these people?
We don't know. We'll know them when we see them.
They're called the Concord, and that's all we
I
know.
put my hand on the news and I'm like, you don't tell these people in case they have like a thing with them or against them. Maybe we don't. If you guys live this, I'll do that.
They're just not the undo things.
There's one that lets you undo it.
The geodesic Concord.
Yeah,
I thought we were looking for Concord grapes.
Not more.
Well, that's because we're lost.
I mean, Conrad.
Just one little grave guy from the food place.
We had to pay him last
Oh
week.
yeah.
He was charged with sedition against King Wendy.
He's still on the vine. He's just hanging.
Just comment very from the food vine to himself.
The geodesic Concord has been dissolved for quite some time.
That's what we heard as well.
Yeah. We're just trying to find sort of the remnants, the dust left behind, if you will.
Oh, there's no dust here.
Let's remember to go there.
Well, if you're trying to make contact with the Concord was a pact between the gods and the Tripotentiary. But if you're looking for the Tripotentiary, well, then that I can see what I can do. However,
Oh, we just want to talk to them.
Yeah. Sorry.
getting
Tripotentiary.
Penitentiary.
getting an audience with the Tripotentiary is nigh impossible these days. Even I don't talk to them directly. I just send my reports to theirs and go on about my way.
Will they make special arrangements for divine missions?
Yeah,
4 different gods did assign us this mission.
it's rather.
I would recommend keeping the gods speak to a minimum.
Then we were not sent by any god.
Average folk here, at least not here in the Foundry, don't look highly upon the gods themselves, given that our current circumstances.
Is there a way we could make our own sort of argument to speak directly to them? Is there a way we can speak to a representative of the...
Well, as the leader of the guild, as the Creationist Guild, and a member of one of the noble houses, I may be able to send word for an audience, though it is not guaranteed. To be honest, the Tripotentiary haven't taken an audience in quite some time.
Well, at least I'm wibbly wobbly here.
You know, I have to say, I feel like everybody we talked to were like, hey, these beings who are like all-knowing, greater beings have sent us on a quest to stop all of the reality in the world from being fucked up for forever. Could you just help us out a little bit? And everyone's just like, maybe. If I can get you into my schedule, if you can pay for it. Nobody is concerned.
You have caught me in a fortunate time. I am actually on my way to Jewel this evening. If you'd like to accompany my caravan to Jewel, let's get you inside the city, and put in a word to the Tripotentiary, and shall
start.
That would be lovely, thank you.
And should we hear anything, I will let you know. However, before we go, Jewel hasn't seen organics in quite some time. And in fact, given my calm demeanor, I am truly set back that you were even present here. We have strong. Our scientists have tried to make sure that organics are not able to survive. Just very curious as to why you are surviving. If you don't mind, I would love to look into that further while I my time at the foundry.
That
What
sounds
does
so.
what does that entail?
Yeah, that really feels like maybe you want to do experiments on us that go badly for us,
Oh,
and or maybe keep us here for like forever.
oh, no, I just would like to examine you. I don't need to cut or anything like that. I would just like to.
It's not necessary.
I don't know how to feel about being the person who helps you solve your like don't let people in policy.
I have no Jane takes off shorts.
Oh,
It's like, huh, so that's what it's like.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, young organic. However, not here. I do have my study has more equipment that I might be able to utilize.
Okay.
Please,
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
thank you. I mean, if you are volunteering, I'm right now.
Oh, you'd like to take me right now?
Yeah, to my study.
I think she's gonna turn you into a rock person. But then you wouldn't be able to swim anymore, you'd sink.
Yeah, but then I couldn't drown.
Yeah, but then you can't catch fish.
I won't need to eat.
I'm pretty sure the rock people eat.
They eat rocks.
You don't eat rocks, no more meat cubes.
That is
No more bacon.
so. You have questions about us, understandably. We also have some minor questions about you. One that I hope is not too insensitive. Do you eat?
Yeah, so we take other organic things, rocks and plants, or not rocks, but like, well, some rocks we salt.
Yeah.
Like very specific rocks and plants and
Non-sentient.
creatures.
Other organics.
And we put them in our mouths because we have to
To get energy.
and then it goes through our whole body, and then we get rid of stuff that we don't need from it. Do you do that? Do you do that? Do you eat other rocks?
I don't think we don't need to consume anything for.
We don't ingest.
We don't need to ingest.
Like, are you familiar with plants?
She doesn't.
Because like I think those are plants.
Well, there's the living organics, and then there's.
Because like they're also organic.
They're not.
I'm not offensive to be considered organic, but I can understand your confusion if this is your first time here.
We did something bad to the rock people a long time ago.
What?
As in, like, organic beings did something bad to the rock.
Oh.
The rock got rid
Was there a war or something that we don't know about?
No,
Like, what's this bias?
there's no bias. We are not organic. We are.
No, but you are like, hey, no meat people allowed in here. Get out, keep out. Like, sure, that does come from like a war or some sort of bias or grudge.
We just as a society prefer our rights.
Great, got it. Yeah. Okay.
cleaning right in front of her.
That's all. Yeah, I think there are any questions. So it's like, for war reasons.
Yeah. Okay.
Please, you see from below. You're like the slight winking, and she moves her arm. She like beckons you forward, and as you like these crystalline feathers like kind of float away, you see her arm is wrapped like in in thousands of white beads that just kind of like wrap up her arm into whatever clothing that she might be wearing. But it like starts above her above her thumb, and it just continues to wrap. And there's thousands of these.
Okay.
Please.
I'll put out a claw.
You just
Things go bad.
Right. I'm just saying, like, the vibe here is that if they gave them one hour, they'd like keep. The vibes are extremely fucking.
She takes you and leads you. She kind of, as soon as you step out of the door, she drops you.
Okay, and as we're like walking, and then it's like this giant vaulted room, right? So
Yeah.
it's very echoey. So as we're walking, so where we come from, ingestion, food, very important. And so one of the best compliments I can give is saying how tasty someone looks. You look very tasty.
Well, if you would try to eat me, I would probably break all of your teeth.
Well, no, I wouldn't. It's not literal.
Oh.
You've heard of it so many times, and I didn't think it was like a truth on first, but now knowing gets better. I do think he genuinely does eat it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Like we did clarify that he died. We're supposed to eat him. That is a compliment and like
How we honor our day.
part of his culture.
She takes you down a hallway, and takes you actually to a very ornate staircase that goes up and down. And she takes you down at least 2 flights of stairs. And just at the landing of the second flight, there's a large door just off to the right. And she beckons, she like motions you to follow her through it. And in there you find a beautifully ornate like lab, but like it's decorated like Florida similar. The room isn't as tall, but it's like at least like 40 to 50 tall. Okay. It's got a massive crystalline chandelier that is like tinkling away and making just slight tinkling noises.
It's peat on it?
Yes.
Oh.
On one of the walls, you see a handful of like 1-inch diameter pipes that are flowing into like a table, and the table itself has vials and bubbling apparatuses, and you see every now and then the bright glimpse of the blue mercurial fluid that you've seen flowing through the tubes, and pipe work outside the canyon. You see there's a table across on the other side of the room that has very organized and neatly is very organized and neat, and has like stacks of paper that are on one side. It has a book that's open with a quill that is currently writing something down.
Does the writing look anything like the language familiar to me?
What language do you know?
Aquan, common of course, deep speech, draconic, giant, and thieves' camp.
You do not recognize what's being written.
Like not even like the letter forms or even basically familiar. Okay.
No.
Okay.
And in fact, the letters themselves are like extremely blocky, but like not in the sense it's like just nothing but right angles. Like they flow. It has a weird like they're square, but they also like flow together.
Okay.
Like in and around and through each of the characters and stuff like that. She gestures you to stand next to the bench, and she motions towards the table with all like the test tubes and vials and stuff like that. And she walks around to her desk and she pulls out this like decanter bottle that has a like a brown liquid in it. And she walks over to you and begins a swirl. And as it begins to mix in her hand, it goes from this brown liquid to silver.
Oh.
And she takes this decanter, opens it, and puts it underneath one of there's a spigot that has like that blue liquid coming out of it. She puts one drop of it, and it kind of like, you see as it drops into the liquid, it changes the silver to like a bright blue, and then back to the silver.
Okay.
And she takes it and pours it on a dish on the table until it is like the surface tension is just holding. She caps the decanter and sets it aside, and then she goes, and it looks liquid, the dish, and it doesn't look like it's hard yet. She picks it up with her hands and holds it up, and it looks to be solid. And she just kind of like, at different angles, just kind of takes this dish.
I'm like, should I stand still, or do you want me to like?
Oh no, you're and she just kind of like looking at different parts of you.
Okay.
You, as you see her doing this, you see that the dish, which was like a kind of opaque, kind of hard to see through material.
Mm-hmm.
As this whatever liquid she poured onto it, she holds it up. After probably maybe 5-10 seconds of her looking at you, you begin to see through it.
Oh.
And you get to see her face as she looks at you.
Okay.
Through this.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, it's okay to talk while you're doing this?
Oh, please, I'm just observing.
I'm just kind of curious, like the pipes, are you channeling some sort of natural resource? Are you refining an ore of some kind? Like, what's this blue stuff?
Oh, we call that the building blocks.
The building blocks. Okay.
Yes, that is the building block solution that is used in the seeding process.
Seeding process?
Yes.
As in, like seeds you plant in the ground?
Well, we don't plant mechanics here, but something of the sort, yes.
Okay. And that's how you make more of your people?
Yes, exactly. You're getting it.
Okay. Okay. That's kind of cool. So, in a way, this blue stuff creates a soul for you.
In a way, in a sense, yes.
Hmm. That's very interesting. We never intended to come here, but I'm very grateful we did.
And eventually she holds down the plate, and it goes back to liquid, and she pours it back in the decanter, and she sets it off to the side. Wow. It appears that our wards are out of date.
Oh.
We haven't. I shall let the Tribe-Potentiary. I shall let the Protectors Guild know that frequent patrols around the edges. We are joining the astral realm.
So, are you trying to keep organics out for their own safety, or did organics do something to your civilization that make them dangerous?
After the geodesic concord dissolved, our relationship with organics and the gods was extremely strained.
Sure.
I'm not sure how much you know of our personal history as a society. However, we were not given the benefit of the doubt, and a bargain was thrust upon us unwillingly. And
you can't really call it a bargain then.
The gods are very powerful beings. And when they join together, not much can be done to stop them if they want something done.
That's you know what? So I
human experimentation, and they made us stop.
I completely agree. I understand. So I'm traveling with these people because they're for smoothskins. They're not bad.
Oh, I like that term, smooth.
Yeah, you're welcome to borrow it, my lady. They all have like their gods that they worship and think are a big deal. That's kind of weird for my people too, so I get it. But they're all right. They're all right.
We, as a society, we have a mild disdain towards the gods and those that worship them. They, unfortunately, have soiled our history, soiled our trust for them, and in doing so, we have decided as a collective society to renounce the gods, especially after they have abandoned us here in the astral realm.
Right. Love can inspire beings to do the impossible. It can also make them do terrible things in the name of love. And there's no love quite like the love of God.
So you say.
I'm wondering if this is like we hate the government because you oppress and murder our people and you find us this tiny little arrogance, like Native Americans, or is it like we hate the government because you oppressed us by not letting us oppress black people?
Right.
Like South Africa.
Which part are we doing?
Right. Oh, yeah. Like we were made to have a bargain. It's like, okay, well, were you guys oppressed and basically given like a reservation? Because that sucks. Or you were like, all we wanted to do was some like moderate human experimentation, and if we melted some people in acid, well, they shouldn't have been so meltable.
If it's any consolation to you, my lady, or your people, from what I've been able to gather, the gods aren't as powerful as they used to be. If they were, they would have sorted all this out themselves and instead of making us do their dirty work.
Well, isn't that nice to hear? Finally getting to take their own medicine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a place to besmirch the gods and their followers. However, as I mentioned before,
Proceeds this one.
as I had mentioned before, I would recommend if you're going to find yourselves within the city pool, which you will eventually, to refrain from mentioning that they're rocks. Like I said, there's a lot of disdain towards the gods.
So one of our friends, the bulky guy with the facial hair, he's a whole ass cleric, which is like somebody who's devoted their whole life to one particular deity. Should he like work something kind of obscuring? I mean, I don't want to make him feel ashamed of his choice in deity, but
is he going to try?
Convert people?
No, that's a million. I don't think he fixes that problem because I think that's not quite.
Not quite the correct choice of words.
That problem is no longer a problem through events.
There should be no issue with religion. If items come and go from our land, including things that get melted down or repurposed, which happen to include idols and items from the gods. So it is not uncommon to see reliquaries or emblems or icons of the gods. Just refrain from mentioning that you're on a quest.
Got it. Okay.
Last time our civilization dealt with requests from the gods, we ended up in the astral realm.
Right.
It doesn't. But think this movie goes, it doesn't. Yes, just refrain mentioning that you are on a godly quest.
Okay, will do. Is there anything else I can help answer for you?
Oh no, I've gotten all the data I need.
Okay. All right.
Bro, we just hanging out with fucking Almeri Dominion over here.
By the way, I don't know how far out your scouts patrol, but
Follows for you.
a ways back on the other side of those pipes, there's two big ships, and one's kind of shaped like a giant, but you don't have those. It's a big,
That's fine.
it's a spiral, and it's got like little arm thingies coming out of it. That's one of our ships, and there's another one right next to it.
It's also ours.
That's also ours.
When we arrive in Jewel, I shall notify the Protectors Guild. Let them give them this description to keep an eye out, to inform them that they are your vehicle.
Thank you.
And she motions you to step out the door with her.
And she never took off my pants.
Oh, well, very good.
And she takes you back to the room with all your friends.
Biz,
Smuda?
sure. What did she stay in the room with us?
Yeah, she did. She just kind of like as soon as the door closed, she just kind of like stood there with her arms crossed, just standing
And
there.
we're like behind.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, all right, man, level with me. What's the deal?
What deal?
Like, obviously, you guys have some issue with organic.
Now
Like,
you're organics.
right, and you're wrong.
We're just not organics.
Right, like, what's with the hatred? Like, why?
Oh, we don't hate you.
You would have wards to keep us out.
Yeah, they've always been there.
No, that's not how wards work. Somebody did make them.
But you don't want us here.
Like, you basically put up a big, like, no organic sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I put, like, a no dogs allowed sign. I mean, I have something against dogs. So.
I mean, the last time we dealt with the organics, it didn't work out well for us.
That's what I'm asking. Like, what happened?
We got thrown into the astral realm.
Okay, what were you doing before that?
We were happily on our own plane of literal plane of existence,
Okay.
living our lives.
Plane of Earth.
No, we had our own plane of existence. We were travelers. We would travel. I mean, I wasn't around at the time. I wasn't made yet, but we were builders. We were architects, and then we had an encounter with the organics, and
So it doesn't seem suspicious to you that you guys were just minding your own business, bothering no one.
I mean, we were meant to collect resources. We were sent by this is during the Concord era, and that was just a resource collection.
So you guys went to where the organics were and took their resources.
No. We collected our own resources for the organics because of the gods. And something happened, and
But you don't know
a
what the
deal was
company is.
made of some sort or something, and now we're here.
You never questioned it?
We needed to. There's no organics here.
Right.
Except now, obviously.
Well, you know, we have rock people where we are.
They're probably from the Earth elemental plane.
Well,
Genasi?
but also we met, like, another rock person before we came here. He seemed to get along with the organics just fine.
No idea who that person is.
Well, I didn't expect you. I didn't expect you all to know each other.
Right, you don't all know each
I
other.
didn't mind. I just didn't want to assume. I don't know how many rock people there are. For all I know, there could be like 5.
There's hundreds of thousands.
Oh, yeah. Like,
There's at least a couple hundred here at the foundry.
What do you guys make here?
I mean, we take the building block and then we refine it and then we send it off to the Cedars. And
What is that?
Yeah, what do they do with it?
the Cedars, it's kind of how we're created.
Oh,
We have like a set.
We're gonna get the talking rock.
what do they do?
What a mommy rock and a mommy rock love each other very much.
The seeding process takes the building blocks, the
Yeah.
liquid that
The goo, right?
we process.
Weird if it was a block, but okay.
It's the name. I didn't make the name. What do you want from me?
I didn't expect you to.
It was created a long time ago.
Where's that stuff? It like flows here, right?
Yeah, it's naturally occurring in our land.
And it like flows in like a river of stuff.
And then we collect it, we process it, we imbue it with magic and the energies of the land. It's a naturally occurring resource.
Do you know why it needs magic?
Why what needs
The
magic?
containers to do that.
Well, no, because it got on my sphere, and then my sphere stopped being magic. It just became a regular sphere.
Oh, we've never encountered that. But I mean, we also don't mess. We don't.
What do you spell it?
Oh, right, the spell.
Yeah.
But how do you get magic into it? Because I tried magic into it, and it was just like, no.
The large mixing apparatuses that we have imbue it with ambient magic and kind of settle it, separate it, and re-emulsify it.
Soup. Literal baby magic. Come up with it.
And then
You literally
it's collected here in the Central Spire, and then it's sent off to the seeding facilities.
and they just like stick it in the ground, or
Kind of. I mean, we have the trace elements of our core beings that they kind of use, and there's large vats. And from these vats, they're sent to smaller vats, and from those smaller vats, they're separated into like compression chamber pods.
Maybe this is a strange question. Maybe you don't know the answer to this. So, if you have to like go through this complicated process to make new people of your people, where did the original people come from?
right? Yeah, because you didn't have all of them.
But I mean, that's pre-noir.
What?
Pre-noir?
Noir.
Noir.
What's that?
Pretend like we're brand new. We just came out of the wherever you put the goo back. Yeah, we've just been seated.
Noir is the highest of highs. Noir is the highest here, the oldest of our kind.
Okay, so it's before he was made. Yeah. Okay. So you don't know who made it. Perfect.
No, there are.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the other
Family jewels.
The three genders to be sedimentary, igneous, and
Metamorphic.
metamorphic. Yeah.
Mhm.
See, now like out of here, I think we got to talk to this new art guy and be like, why did you make all the rocks make sense? Because the fact that he keeps saying something happened, but you don't even know what something is. Makes me think that this is much more of a high-level government than they would have left the oppressed minorities.
I don't think anyone knows. It's too long. It's like it's so no one knows it.
Right. Like we gotta oppress the minorities.
It is suspicious that like no one knows what.
Yeah, everyone's like, hey, what's your problem with organics? We're like, ouch. I don't have any problem with organics. I just think that they would be happier with their own time.
Guanyin came down and was like, "We're just gonna."
Put it right in there.
Sweep it under the rug.
Going in parlor
Does someone like pay you guys to provide all of this seed material?
I mean, it's our duties.
Duty.
It's my duty to protect and be the right hand of my lady. But it is my lady's duty to oversee the operations of the foundry as
They're not like a non-monetary society.
They don't adjust.
I mean, we get
so I don't.
we get value from it.
Yeah, I guess they're rocks. They probably don't worry too much about shelter.
So I'm wondering. I don't know. This is a society I don't understand.
Do you guys know hobbies?
Like money? Do you have money?
Money?
Yeah.
I don't know what money is.
Well,
It's like you do a thing, and then you're given in our world coins, so like little discs of metal. You have some like silver gold.
gold.
You get some of these, and then when you want something, like you want to get something, like
You want someone else to do something.
or you want them to do something for you,
Yeah.
or you want like to buy something for your team or whatever, you give the gold coins to whoever has that thing, or whoever you want to do the thing for you, then they do.
Yes.
It's currency.
Yeah. It's not quite currency. We have valor and kindness. It's basically like the more valor you have, the more valuable you are, the higher up in society you're able to go. And
It's like an honor system.
Meritocracy. It's not a thing. You can't hold that in your hand. Right? We're not talking about the thing.
yes, and she pulls from like the crown that's kind of like not quite crown but like headdresses on her head, and she's like, yeah, I've got, and she like there's like beads that have been like strung into it. Like, I mean, we have to wear it openly.
Oh.
So it's like a.
It's like a meritocracy, but also like
What are those made of? They like
Beads.
okay.
They're valor beads. It shows your worth to society.
What would I have to do to get those?
Oh, that is a great question.
you haven't stopped being native.
Stop doing worship.
Right, you have to like floor.
Okay. Yeah.
We'd probably have to take you to a valor broker, but at least the deputy valor financiers. I mean, depending. Well, I don't know the precedent of having organics given. Would you even be given valor? Would you even have value? Like,
I just think we all have value.
There's no racism speaking
A little rude.
Well, I'm pretty sure we can do a lot of
She
these
said,
things.
y'all better use them other problems. Special skills. I cast light on my shield to light it up. See? I can do things that maybe other people can't do.
I don't think you quite understand our.
I think you have to do things that are valuable to rocks.
Oh,
Can you create like sediment?
I can cast mending. I'll smash the rock and then repair.
That was for child.
Like what if one of us, for example, worked in the foundry or something along those lines?
Yeah.
Well, then you could earn your value. You could earn your valor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at that point, we could probably, we could take you to a broker or a trader, open an account with them, and
I get what I mean.
yes, you could get. Well, I mean, no one starts off with valor. Earn valor. You
Right.
start off with. If you have a zero balance, technically you don't have any valor, so you start off with kindness. You must earn valor to counteract the kindness that you have. You want to break even, so to speak.
What's kind of
You're the opposite of value. You start in the negative.
I don't like that.
But not only is the system is like your worth is like how much we think you're valuable. You start as like not even neutral. Then like, oh, this has no inherent value. It has you have negative. You're dog shit. You start as dog shit, and you have to work your way up to like dirt.
I don't think I like this.
I don't like this. No offense. I don't like this system. So, do you guys have like, what do you do for fun? Do you have hobbies, like games?
I mean,
Rock,
you
paper,
get-
scissors.
They don't have paper here.
Oh shit. Rock, slate.
rock,
That's
shale,
also a rock.
rock,
Rock,
Rock, shale.
even harder rock.
rock, shale,
Scissors. Well, they would
Crusher.
Yeah.
You know, they've got like pick, scissors, hammer.
Oh, there you go.
I
I
mean-
mean, here.
When I get leave from my lady, I spend time with others. But we have downtime.
Yeah, we're friends, and when we want to, we're trying to relax. We tell stories or like throw a ball around for
We're
fun.
not an uncivilized society.
No, that's what I'm asking. Like, what do you guys do?
Well, I like to go to the shops.
Shopping's fun. Because like you, Starla's your friend who went with your lady, like for fun. He likes to swim. Probably not as much of an activity here, but
Yeah, I mean, the only liquid that we really have is the building block.
yeah, we do fine.
Do you swim in that?
I would recommend it.
Uh,
Unless you would like to be broken back into your building blocks.
that's why I vaporize the stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, so like what are the hobbies? What do kids do? Kids like to swim, Kadir. Not as much.
What's currently popular among the youths?
Right. What are the kids up to?
Well, I mean, as a first to the noble houses, we attend parties often. They host balls of the noble houses. Obviously, we extend the invitations to the penitentiary, but unfortunately, they've yet to accept in quite some time.
Rude. Oh wait, I'm not there.
No, there's two.
Are they still alive?
Yeah.
I know that like maybe it might be like a question, but I get the impression that maybe no one's heard from them in a
It's a
while.
very thorough examination.
I mean, we haven't been told otherwise. I don't. Why would they be
Well, if they all disappeared, who would tell you?
Is there someone who's
there first? Would tell
What if they're first are the ones who made it disappear?
us.
Like a coup,
That is highly unlikely.
but not impossible.
Very much impossible. The firsts are usually assistants to the penitentiary.
Right. You've never had a bad boss?
I've only worked for my lady. I've only known my lady.
Well, lucky
So-
you.
maybe this is something that is unique to organics, but like where we come from, that definitely happens.
Yeah, like honestly, if where we come from, we have like kings and queens and emperors. If one of them dies, it's usually the first who did it.
Yeah.
The first and like whoever else is sort of around, they all get together, they make a plan for the king, and they clearly do. Like but like there must have been other rocks before this Nehru guy.
They don't know.
Yeah, but he couldn't have been the only one, so who made him?
How long do
And where
you
did those
see your
rocks
people
go?
live?
You said you don't know.
Do you cease function at some point in time?
I mean, and we live as long as we need to until we either until our purpose runs out. I wouldn't. It's not purpose. It's more of until we are no longer needed,
And then
and then we get. There's a large ceremony, and we are given the building block, the builder's juices, and
oh my God, it's the giver. They give release.
we create the cycle anew.
So they dissolve you back in the juice.
Yes.
Oh, see, I told you they probably literally dissolved that Concord.
Do your people get a choice in that?
It's just whenever our time is up.
Do you get to choose when your time is up, or does someone tell you?
Well, I haven't been around for a new cycle, so I came to fruition from the previous cycle, so I'm not sure.
So it was like at the end of every cycle, everyone is a certain amount of cycles old, or
Yeah. I'm not a cycle old. I've been with my lady's been around for 3 cycles.
well, what I'm saying is like at the end, like oh, it's a new cycle, first day of the new cycle. Everybody who's more than 5 cycles old gets dissolved. That kind of deal.
No, it's just usually it's just whenever your purpose has been completed.
But how do you know when your purpose is complete?
We get told.
So someone does come and tell you.
Yeah.
You don't get to pick. You're just like living your life having a great day, and someone comes along and it's like, time to get involved.
I think the choice of Golem was very intentional. They know what free will is.
We don't. I mean, that's part of our cycle. We finish our cycle and we become one with the builder, and then we are created anew.
So the builders sort of their religious thinking.
And don't say the R word around them.
They're totally done with the other. In fact,
When you're not made of rocks, you're the other R word.
Okay, because like in our case, we just sort of keep going, and at some point, our bodies just kind of they just kind of wither up, and they run out of resources, and they stop.
Oh, that seems very.
But we sort of no one picks for
That's
us.
very inefficient.
It's
Why would you work until?
We don't work the whole time.
We don't.
What is your once your purpose is complete though?
Well, your purpose is to just be. Your purpose is to exist.
We
Make
don't.
other people happy by continuing to exist.
We
Give
don't.
me an insight.
We don't live our lives in.
We assume everyone has its inherent value. Continue, sorry. Goal.
We don't live our lives in such dedication to efficiency.
Dirty plenty.
When you said that, a look flashed across your face that kind of like you get the sense that she in her mind was thinking, oh, interesting. And that interesting was like kind of had a hidden meaning of no wonder we don't interact with the organics.
I think it's in some perspective like our presence makes other people happy and like is our purpose.
Your purpose is to
be.
We're just
Our purpose is to be. And she, doesn't like we don't have like some people have some kind of like job or something that they do, but eventually you can't do it anymore, and you know you've probably built connections with like friends and family, maybe you have children, and they take care of you because you took care of them. Like you took care of them when they were ill or when they were like too young and inexperienced to do stuff, and then later on down the road when you're old and your body doesn't work as good anymore, they take care of you in return.
So your purpose has changed.
Yeah, sort of whatever you want your purpose to be.
We don't have like specific preset purposes.
We just go, wow, look at person, they have inherent value.
Interesting. Well.
You guys should try it. It works pretty good.
That would be a matter to take up with my lady if you feel that our society needs.
Oh, I don't think she'd handle it. That's fine.
But she's like visibly taken aback the fact that she's just now finding out that like not everyone.
Yeah.
She's visibly.
She just found out that gay people
Yeah.
Are you? Do you guys have concepts of like philosophy?
What is that?
It's like people talking about.
Oh, the scientists. Yeah, I mean, we have some scholars.
Oh no, not science, philosophy. So it's like people talking about what is the purpose of life, what is meaning.
Oh no, we don't need to discuss that. We are given our purposes. We don't need to think about it.
Are you guys allowed to leave?
I would believe.
No.
Our purpose is
Right. That's not what I asked. That's what you're allowed to.
leave where?
Here. Like, if you want to just go and be not in this place, like, you want to go to the actual realm, where you're like, fuck it, I'm going to go to the Empire.
the jewel.
Or just, like, yeah, just like, are you guys allowed to go other places?
I mean, from the permission of my lady. go to Jewel, but
But you can't leave this plane.
I'd rather not.
Right, but let's say you wanted to. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend that you wanted to. Could you?
Or say so you are the second to your lady. If you decided you didn't want to be her second and you wanted to do something else, what would you do?
Be the second to my lady. I don't understand.
I think we're talking to the wrong person in these kinds of situations.
My purpose is to serve my lady. I am her second. I am.
But no, I understand that.
Pretend you're somebody totally different. You're not you. You're just a random other person. And you're just one day you're dissatisfied. You don't like this purpose. You wish you had a different purpose. Yeah, if you wonder, like, do you get melted or like?
No, they don't fill out. They never fill out.
Someone's got to feel something at some point, and then they just melt over something.
Visibly confused at the concepts that you're trying to force upon. You're talking astrophysics to a kindergarten.
Okay. Yeah, so like you're not allowed to leave.
But I wouldn't want to leave.
But even if you did want to, you're not allowed to leave. Okay.
They're built to want.
Oof. That's a heavy brainwashing.
It's fine. So they are.
You were raised in a church, but you were allowed to. You didn't have to commit to Valor. Right? I mean, second, you didn't have to commit to Valor, right?
That means.
I'm just saying, if you were like, hey, priesthood, sir, it's not for me, but decide I want to be elected, you were allowed to leave.
Sure, I tried to do other things.
Okay, just checking.
Sure.
I did start with the assumption that, like, oh, you didn't have to be there. You chose that, and then you're like, maybe I should too. Just because, like, he didn't want to be a merchant or a wizard. Then that's why he had, like, a desert experience.
I mean, it kind of fits with the
You don't want to be a merchant, and then you were bad at being a wizard.
Yes. If I'm honest, yes.
Okay. No offense to you, you've been lovely, and I love how many colors you are. That's great.
Thank you.
We have to leave. Because we don't have time to start like a rock revolution. But I feel like if we stay too long, we're going to have to start a rock revolution. You understand?
So it's gonna be more of the same once we get to
How long have you been?
It's at this point that Gix does return.
Oh, shoot. I was just about to.
There's a knock on the door,
Find you.
and Miss Luda, her name, like, she goes from like her arms,
Oh, yeah.
her arms being crossed, and there's a slight knock on the door, and she unlocks it. The Lady Amatrine enters the room. Please bow your heads. And Gix, you enter first, and the lady follows.
Just gonna go like that, like, still scaly, still squishy. Still made of meat.
Miss Luda, thank you for monitoring our guests.
Can I make an insight check on this?
Sure.
I'm deeply uncomfortable in this place now.
I just want to make sure she's not about to lose her mind or like say these people are dangerous. We need to get rid of them.
She's about broke me.
Nat 20.
Oof.
Total out.
23.
You get the sense that she is visibly confused,
But she's not threatened.
no,
Okay.
she is, and in fact, as soon as she sees the Lady Amatrine walk through the door, her whole demeanor just like goes stoic, and she is just at attention, basically.
Okay. Cool.
Very clean cerebrums here.
Please, it has come to my attention in your conversation. I didn't catch your name.
Oh.
What is your name?
Oh, my name is Gixustrad, but my friends call me Gix.
Gixustrad.
Just because you got a little bit of me when I was like, oh, you're organic. It is also kind of to just be like, hey, you organic to us.
Emma, is that an incorrect statement? Are you not an organic?
It's a
Yeah, it'd be like, hey, you rock.
it's. Are you familiar with the concept of dehumanization?
Human. That's what your mom was doing to your dad. To your dad's family line.
Yeah.
Dehumanized.
So in our world, we have this concept of like.
Also, that's a really kind of racist term. Not all of us are human. Most of us aren't human.
True. We have this concept of like.
Humanoidization.
Yes. We have this
Oh,
concept.
it sounds different.
The concept of like people.
I don't assume you guys are the default race.
If you talk to people in certain ways,
Comment if you're not human.
it feels
Human
like
Sounds.
an incorrect.
Like
It's not incorrect, but it feels dismissive.
Oh, I do apologize for this. Transgression, as you were saying.
Yeah, not like we're trying to shame you or anything, but just like so you're aware, so that we can be more comfortable in each other's presences.
I see. And what is your name?
Oh, my name is Kadir. Kadir Talala.
Dear, and your
Josine.
Josine. What a lovely
Just tell me,
name.
Yeah. We don't know these people, but in any culture, you don't shame the ruler for their behavior. I'm not fucking to you.
I was trying to inform her
Wait, it's a
so that
cultural.
how we can be more comfortable.
And does everyone call you Lady Amatrine? Okay.
Isn't it? Your family, so
Yeah.
just kind of like a first name only. Okay. So
My formal name is Lady Selena.
so that's fine. Do that.
Hmm?
So Jewel,
Yes.
could we go?
Oh, yes. Gig Sustrat was informing me of the need to go to Jewel, and I, in fact, you have caught me on a rather opportune moment as I am leaving this evening to head to Jewel, and you are more than welcome to accompany my caravan to the city.
Lovely.
Very nice. We appreciate it.
What are you doing in Jewel? You don't live here?
So I make visits.
She's the site.
I oversee the creation of skills and make sure that they are performing their duties. They report to me, and I report to the tribe attention.
This is a labor camp. It's just like
Can't be. They're not.
that's bad.
This is bad. Okay, when we just sort of like give the dude a little pat. Like when we finish saving reality, I think we gotta come back and free these rocks.
They don't want to be free.
That's because they don't know there's an outside world.
It would be confusing.
It's okay, but we can teach them what grass is.
Zeus, how do you feel about all this?
Yeah, let's do this, rock.
You have no concept of what's going on in the outside world.
Right? You can only talk for
Have we shown them the zoo? Is that what they
No.
Okay.
They're like keeping that rock in captivity.
They've stolen a child.
Kidnapping. So they probably don't have me here.
No. We need to smell
Pick up another person. What if the guard beat you to death with another guard?
You've been eaten to death.
No, they're just trying to help us.
Yeah, they would just rock into the baby goo.
We become blue again.
Oh fuck! And then what if it keeps our consciousness and then we become rock people, but then we like it?
What if we could infuse their next seeds with organics?
What would they eat? There's nothing to eat here.
But just the thought part.
You think it eat?
Yeah, they have raw teeth. They could probably eat raw.
Experiment for another day. Let's go.
Another thing.
Yeah, I think we just put like a bunch of dirt in.
I have preparatory work to take care of in preparation for my departure. Please enjoy the room. I shall fetch you
In this room?
This room?
Please.
Oh, okay, great. We're happy to hang.
Thanks.
Can we go about the rest of the
I
fire?
I think that's like a pack.
Don't get in trouble.
Roughly how long?
I think we're just being tall to be here.
Oh, it shouldn't take more than just a few hours.
I can, sit back and have a lunch and I guess if we need to go to the bathroom, someone's gonna have to prestidigitate.
If you need anything, I shall have a guard stationed in the room for you, and they can
Yeah,
contact me.
they don't eat, so they don't have restroom.
Yes, so someone's like, no, I was gonna say that you could use like a potted plant for it. I can make a potted plant before. And then
They'll be like, you made your own river?
yeah, we can do that.
What is this?
I can make deposits too. Watch. I was looking at myself and I do have conjure animals. Like at the 7th level, I could conjure like 24 weasels and just set them loose. Or 3 rhinoceroses.
Oh, what is that?
Candy plant. Honestly, it would make it like a little bit more comfy in here.
We could just make a whole that vine palace you made.
Like, I'll go wait for her to leave.
Yeah. Well,
Because like, if I do, I want to
You
like,
have permission
Yeah, come
first. You may not open.
You,
well,
she,
I've had apologies.
while you all are talking, she extends an arm, the same arm that Vixen shakes and you get. I mean, you all see again needed like glove basically. She just kind of like touts out her hand and
Very well.
pleasure to know your acquaintances.
your valor is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Been awarded. It's been much hard work.
Okay. I was asking whether I could get one by providing service to your people.
Oh, I'm sure
It sounded like a much longer process.
when we get to Jewel, I can set an appointment with the chief.
No need.
Valor treasurer, and they can set up personal accounts for each and every one.
Oh no, we wouldn't want to trouble you.
Show us to go one time.
If you are planning to stay in our
No.
city for an extended period of time, it is encouraged to.
No.
Valor.
We'll complete our business and then we'll get out of your, well, not your hair, but your
Business.
crystals.
I mean, I respect resources in all their forms, so maybe.
It's very good tasting. Where's it for the beach? You're gonna have hair.
Like taillets.
Also, like, yeah, he's right. Did you try to see her?
No.
What is she, Rocco? Have you guys seen this one?
It's your job to chase, but
You're the sneakiest.
it's your job to chase people.
I shall return in a few hours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she turns and her and Miss Lou walk out the room.
It's just the guard left.
And it is one of the big guards, not the flat ones.
But now we're back.
Okay, someone kept silence. Yeah. Just like when he kept silence, I'm like, okay, this is like fun, right?
Do you cast something
Yeah, sure.
secretly or openly?
Well, the door's. Oh, is the door in the room? Is the guard in the room with us?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was outside.
Nope.
Oh.
Let's all just kind of gather around the dudes.
Yeah,
Let's all put a hand on our good friend here who needs some comfort.
So much. We're just organic. Just what we always
Group
do.
hug, group
We
hug,
always do it.
Just
group hug, everybody get in.
Yeah.
Not you. Fuck, right? We're in a cult.
We should not.
Yeah.
So we have to leave so fast.
I have so many confusing and
Yeah.
concerning thoughts here.
Because, like, I don't have a can you leave, and she said, why would I want to? That's the answer to a question I didn't ask. There's a lot of reasons you might want to. You might not want to, but the option should be available.
Right.
She also seemed really confused when I was like, oh, people just have value. Your purpose is to be. She found that strange and conflicting.
Right.
That shouldn't be a strange and conflicting sentence.
They're like a marriage society.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Like excessively so.
Also, like, someone just tells you when it's time to get melted.
Yeah.
That's, I don't like that. Not a fan. Yeah, you weren't here for that, by the way, Gates. They do die. They don't get to pick, they sort of die naturally. Somebody decides that their purpose is complete, and then they just come help them.
Oh, wow.
They turn to the blue goo.
Yeah, they put it in the blue.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's, you can have, like pointing at one of the times. Like that's like
This is babies.
There are no pipes. But
yeah. There may be dead people in the
Oh, gross, that's in my jar.
Yours is not mine, so it's not part of the system. Yours is outside the system.
Oh, okay, mine's like, yeah, mine's a raw stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, we're gonna be here for a few hours, I think. And I'll like, well, we're gonna be here for a few hours.
Babies are.
Let me get comfortable for us organic,
Yeah.
because we're delicate creatures. And we need a specific kind of environment so that we don't wither.
And you're speaking to the guys.
Just like, pardon my mess and just brew.
it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
You're
Well,
just standing in front of the door.
Okay.
yeah, well, okay, I got the broken
Give
one.
me an insight disadvantage.
So,
I
No creature.
I'll fucking insight watch.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I think my insight's only like +3, so.
does your mindset like get on him too? Like he's gonna be.
No, I can control where it goes. I will leave the 5-foot square that he is standing in empty.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it's not bad. I'll say that.
But no, so thinking about
Oh,
it. So,
260, so a 19.
Hard to tell. It has no emotion. It has no physical facial features. And
Can you talk?
doesn't know where.
Raise one hand if you can understand me.
He doesn't make eye contact.
No eye. There's no
Oh,
eye.
this is the Prince Palace guard.
Blank
Okay.
plate.
I'll make a little. We got our own little like chairs and hammocks and swing seats, and I'm gonna designate that corner's got dirt and some high bushes. If you need to use the bathroom, it's over there.
So I was thinking about it. So they use like cylindrical, like swirling motions to purify this liquid to make
If
it
we
into
spin my
the-
jar.
Well, I've got the tub of turn.
If we turn it, can we
We
turn
can
it?
turn it.
What if we turn it into a rock baby?
Well, no, they have to plant the seed guys. So it's not.
Well, I think they just put like any kind of rock in it, and that's the kind of person that comes out.
I don't know.
We can try it.
I think we don't. Yeah.
I think we swirl it, and then we put a cool like put like a diamond in it.
Mazoos.
What are we putting this in?
Mazoos. How would you feel? How would you feel if we? No, I don't want to experiment on it because if
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't work,
It's destroyed now.
I don't want to hurt you. Please don't destroy me.
Okay, so what did we do? So you were here, so we thought about it. We were trying to figure out like if we killed them, what like locked their head off and like stuck this in like we make a bunch of pet suit.
Well, that's kind of what it was looking like.
So I have 2 jars. We'll turn the first jar and then we'll just get like whatever or whatever rock we toss it, and we'll see if that works. And if it works, then we can do it with bazooks.
Are you comfortable with this, Mazoos?
Cuts.
There's like a whole body. You could walk around and experience the world. Then you wouldn't have to like wait for us to chat.
I've never had appendages before.
Pretty cool. You can like pick stuff up and just sort of walk wherever you want. You wouldn't have to hang out on his belt anymore.
Because like I like you on my belt.
But like you could just talk to us whenever you wanted.
and if something happens to all of us out of the sun, you wouldn't spend centuries sitting on a shelf in an
Or, like-
abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like in someone's pocket.
corpse.
Right.
That's just a fair point. No. Would I have control for my own faculties?
Presumably.
More than you ever have.
Presumably.
They have no idea.
So we're gonna try it on a different rock first,
That's why we try to live in a different walk first.
and then if we have to work on that rock, then we can try.
Let's wait till we get out of the big rock.
Right.
Here. Although, what if we don't leave?
At least last year, that's all.
Wait, it takes like 3 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can do it. I think we can do this in 5.
Yeah.
Get a pencil.
Because we could use that type of training to filter or to do the process.
We have time for a short rest.
Yeah.
Over here?
Flowers.
It's very restful in here. You can take a hammock, swing in a chair, lay on the ground, I guess.
Cover our thoughts.
Also, this is gonna be here for 24 hours. It just sort of hangs out. I don't get a choice at that.
Yeah. One thing. I don't like that this tablet advertises to be like.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
We have to get Mizzou's body,
Mm-hmm.
and it can't be magical based. It has to be electric or pneumatic or something. So that way, if we fail in our mission and the world gets reset, he'll still be alive, and then he will have like our DNA. So he'll be able to make clones of us.
Oh, that'd be weird.
Well, I can create hardening.
Hmm.
I can do it immediately if I want to.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you just have to hang out in Arkdorf, chill with, Coralon or whatever.
I mean, presuming an elf is a couple of elves are both.
Yeah, well, so you just sort of like, you're like, I'm ready, and then like, there's a lot of us. Elves are kind of pretty tall. I guess it's whoever gets there first is who's their parents. So you gotta try to time it so you don't get shitty one, Also, like, there's a above average chance I will end up acting right.
Alright. Yeah, you guys are kind of alone to your vices for a couple hours. The guard just standing there motionless the entire time. Doesn't really do anything.
Does he have purpose?
Think his purpose
Does
is
he have a
to
fulfilled life?
Does he have any beads?
Oh, yeah, Valley Beats. Maybe it's Dragon Ball.
Give me an investigation.
More importantly, I guess, does he have whatever the opposite one was called?
That one. Probably.
Kind
You're like 16 tonight, aren't you? Investigation and a dirty 20.
There is a small string of black beads.
The other one's more
Never mind.
What if when you're bad you have like enough like whatever that they kind of they turn into one of these. Did you used to be a person?
It has no face.
Does anyone want to detect thoughts?
No. We use this.
Yeah. Can I borrow Mizzou's? I'm just like, Mizzou's, we're gonna have to the rock question.
Have you ever communicated with another rock before?
They have
We're showing.
I don't know, we're gonna find out if I can press Mizzou's to him.
Yeah.
There.
Do not touch.
Fair enough. Just wanted to check and make sure you were good. Like, did you need anything?
Do not touch.
Fair enough. Have a nice day. He said, "Do not touch." I did try to ask him questions, and he just said, "Do not touch." I'm going to respect his bodily autonomy. I do have questions for when the other rock people come back. I need to know if this is like a punishment, or if you're just born for your purposes to stand there and not be allowed to like speak or sense, because he ain't got no eyes.
Another question. If someone steals,
Oh, then does he like? Can you steal his like back from him?
It's in the bank.
yeah.
What you got?
That's like a visual reference.
She seemed unnaturally, like she wanted us to go to the bank. Like,
Yeah, we're so not going to the bank.
like that's a really big. Like I'm not becoming a rock person slave.
No, we are extremely not going to the bank.
I'm suspicious.
Like our only other trip to a bank did go very well
True.
but okay, well for us, you had time. We accomplished our
We did.
and we all learned how to bank work,
Yeah.
which none of us did beforehand, so now we know.
It was cultural enrichment.
Yeah, we did a great job.
Was
So,
I
we didn't know. We didn't know. You know, like the princess was like, you go to the bank and we'll give us like. We had never been to a bank before. Dick had never been to a bank before. Zappiel had never been to a bank before. I felt he was happy to a bank. He had just recently got out of his God might be bank, so he was absolutely willing to be like, yeah, you got go for it. You have it right. And so we're like, okay, so we just take the letter inside, we go to the counter, and we have a bag of holding, which is really convenient for them. We just hold the bag up and like put the letter inside, like, so we're here for the money, put it in this bag, right?
Yeah.
And that's but it's like, yeah, that's how it works. That's exactly how it works.
It definitely didn't look like they were robbing the place.
Yeah, like he's like, oh, I'm a lizard person, and people get robbed. So I'm gonna put the scarf around my mouth.
Of course.
Hey, we just rolled so many stupidly high rolls.
Not good at that.
We're great at it. We're not going to this bank because I'm not getting turned into a rock. We're gonna go in there and be like, you have negative inherent value.
Not good.
Rock slavery for you.
Nope.
So yeah, no bank for us, thank you.
Yeah, we're just waiting to change that.
Yeah. And I'll rest.
After a couple hours,
Have some snacks.
y'all get some time to yourselves. Eventually, like, there are no clocks, but eventually you're like, okay, it's been a few hours. Maybe it's getting boring. So eventually, you guys are.
One of us has a watch, right?
Sometimes.
I mean, it's medieval time.
I think like wind up watches.
Most of the time telling was by candlelight.
No. Yeah, I'll go up to the door and say,
I think
hey, they've been gone too long. We should go find them.
Doesn't say anything.
Because okay, I'll just watch them go to the door and try to open it.
So it's standing right in front of the door. You try to go past.
Oh, he's literally blocking the door with his
He's
metal
standing in
block.
front of the door. Try to go past.
There's a reason that's fucking awful.
Ooh.
It lights up and when it's like the middle of the day.
I tell them to
Well, and it's like you know how you're going to days.
You don't want to go past?
No, I'm not gonna push you right there. Don't touch.
Big ass awful in the middle of the city.
You're wrong.
You see it there.
After what feels like at least more than a few hours.
I'm going to try one thing. So, I have the headband of comprehend languages.
Okay.
I'm going to use it to cast comprehend languages on myself and look at that woven tapestry,
Yeah.
because maybe it's a language.
It appears to be 3 colors.
Never mind.
It's a pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
There are woven languages out there. Okay.
Well, it just appears to be just a tri-colored tapestry.
It must be some kind of impressive. I think that's enough. You described the tapestry in too much detail. I'm suspicious.
What is that?
It's like you're throwing
Oh, the
it up.
diamond. Yes. Okay.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's not that.
Oh, okay.
It's more like
Because you did make like an upside down diamond shape like this.
yeah, it's not quite that. It's the tapestry itself. Let me just draw it out. Let me use the color.
See, she looks so happy. She looks fun to hang out.
He probably doesn't have any more free will than the rest of them.
No, I know.
So that's not hair, but it's braid. Do you have to braid that, or is it coming that way?
He just that way.
Yeah.
Like she was. Like, that's the thing is like they're not organic, I guess, so they don't grow. But I mean, she came out of the rocks like this.
Or she got changed later.
Ooh, I wonder if they can change.
They like level up with rock power.
Ooh, you get enough valor, you become a better rock.
I look like a human.
Yeah, they're copying.
Yeah, I know.
This is like rocket and roll music.
See? Yeah.
Rock.
Oh, that was even on purpose. Yeah, this is terrible. We have to.
Yeah.
I don't like it here at all.
Is anyone else concerned that the spinner machines are sucking magic out of everything to put
Yeah.
into them?
That is
Like, they're making holes in magic to new Earth.
This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see this hole.
Oh yeah.
I also would like to point out that I didn't on my list because I kept saying when he kept saying, "Oh, they dissolved the genetic port," and I was like, "Oh yeah, so what? They probably literally dissolved them all." You guys were like, "No, that's stupid." We just found out when your purpose is over, you get literally dissolved.
Yeah.
So who's stupid now?
We wouldn't have to now that we actually talked to them.
Who's stupid now?
Never,
Fucking called it.
never said you were stupid.
All you guys are like, no, that's dumb. They didn't literally dissolve them. Like, clearly they did. Obviously.
It is definitely more within the realm of possibility now.
It was extremely within the possibility the whole time.
After what seems to be more than just a few hours, there is a knock on the door, and it is Miss Luda again, without Lady Ametrine. And she moves her hand similar to what Gix you saw, but more apparent. It's less kind of concealed and more like in the face. She kind of like
Maybe they do speak sign language.
doing weird symbols with her hands.
He's got complicated
Gestures.
languages.
I do. I will comprehend languages.
Okay, she's just you get the sense that whatever language this is, you don't know what it is. But she is whatever she's speaking. She just says, "They are free to go. The lady is waiting. Step aside."
Okay.
When she walks in, does she have any reaction to all of
Yeah, there's a full ass robe in here.
Yeah.
She didn't even register.
It'd be hard not to. Like, you walk in the door and it's like the whole room.
Has she ever seen like green before?
She is.
Green.
She is.
Jade.
As soon as the door opens, she is just stopped in her tracks. She's
Right.
just like in
Like
awe of like
spongy moss floor and like hanging by the swings. Like I'm like just like relaxed in a hammock made of vine.
part of the message that she gives them is remove this all.
Good luck. You gotta cast the spell magic on every single individual element.
Don't you mind if we grow?
Yeah. They have to cast the spell magic for every single individual element to conceal the spell. This is here after day. Yeah, no, just like they're gonna have a good time.
But yeah, the guard steps aside, and Miss Muda
Pull a fig from a tree and have it snack.
Ooh, start eating. Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna eat a fig in front of them as I swing in my little hand. This is the life you could have while making a eating part.
Miss Muda waits outside the corner.
She didn't tell us shit.
Okay. Yeah, we'll,
Yeah, she took this time.
yeah, we'll go.
She doesn't rock.
I'll
She told you this time.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Such a shame. I like this. Alright, well.
That's
If anybody needs the kitty box corner, now's the time. Before we get, because we're not stopping on the way there, these people won't have bladders.
True.
She leads you back outside. The way you but except going through the stone wall that had originally opened, she takes an abrupt turn. You go down like a side corridor that winds up slightly, um, at least 3 to 5 flights. You can't quite tell. Um, that's significant, but it leads you out to a platform, and out there you see um, several carriages uh, that have been staged. There appear to be 3 that you see. Um,
What pulls?
Nothing.
Horses, carriages.
Yeah.
Boats.
Get or not get. You see that they are magic forward.
See, I was just imagining the wheels are actually coated in really, really tiny little pebbles, and their purposes are to move carriages. Tiny little pebble
The
people.
pebble people.
Yeah. So it's got like a billion legs on each wheel.
They're all just pushing.
Yeah, it's super smooth ride.
Yeah.
No need for suspension.
Shock absorbing great.
No need.
But Smuda points to the 3rd carriage and says, "That's yours. Ring the bell if you need anything.
What do we get?
Assistance,
But with what?
Whatever we need.
whatever."
Because like the only things I can think of that I need are like food, water, bath, and I don't think they have any.
If we can get attacked by flying bugs.
Again,
The journey to Jewel should be uneventful. I don't
yeah.
foresee.
And also, like, I think we're gonna
Should you need anything, ring the bell in your carriage, and we will get to you when we can. This will be a straight journey to Jewel. We will not be taking any breaks. If you need to take a break first.
Okay.
At least I have breaks.
Yeah,
They know what that is. That's good.
that's good.
Um,
Do rocks sleep?
some do.
Okay.
They don't sleep. We have more of a meditative state.
Oh, yeah.
We don't necessarily need rest.
Oh, definitely do need rest, but yeah, cool. Good to know. Thank you. We'll be in the carriage, I guess.
You all get into the 3rd carriage, and there is like a whole regiment of soldiers. There's a new type of soldier actually that you see. There's 2 of them on either side of the 1st carriage.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, this soldier, this is
Looks like an elite soldier.
Dear, you with your magic sight, this is fully non-magical.
That's the whole ass person. What kind of rock? There's a type of corpse that grows that kind of looks like hair.
Runic?
Maybe. Well, it's like, you know, like there's like hair ice.
Oh,
There's like I think it's a rock that does that too.
You all get into your carriage and it takes off slowly at first, and then eventually you feel that the carriage it begins to go forward. And as you were watching, like there was a road you didn't see when you arrived, and it's behind this fire, and it begins to take you up and winding up the canyon to the top of it, and eventually it goes onto the flat crystalline landscape above the canyon. And as you look out the window, just slightly, you can kind of see just like the very tippy top of that central spire.
that's cool.
The trip we were informed it's going to take a few days of constant travel in order to get to Jewel. I need
We all
someone.
have things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus,
I have pretty few-
aren't you a cleric? Aren't you
Yeah.
able to
I'm
create
not worried
water?
about it. We got
Is it-
connected.
Yeah, isn't your curriculum more of a thing that you use in my game though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does create like tasteless white gruel.
Still food.
Yeah.
I
I also have like
I appreciate your meat-based diet. You might be worried about it, but it's, we got.
I have meat in my meat.
Oh, I have cubes and I have my kebabs.
Yeah.
I need
I have
you
veggies
to
and
roll
fruits.
a survival check.
Me?
One of you.
Oh, I'm a plus 13. I'm also gonna guide myself.
I can't do this roll. This is for you.
It's not for me. Oh.
You'll still use your staff, but you can't guide it yourself.
Oh, okay. In that case, I have a 20.
27. Okay. That first full day of travel, because you guys have left what would be like late evening at this point. By the time you're actually up and out of the roads. So the evening is fairly uneventful. And in fact, it is a smooth ride. These carriages
Told you little gravel people.
are you are used to kind of horse pulled or beast of burden pulled carriages back on the material plane, and how jerky the roads can be with the animals themselves. This is it. At times, you feel like you forget that you're moving, basically, because it's that's and it's especially and like it's great for at night. You all are exhausted. It's, you all get a long rest.
Get my 4 hours in.
But it doesn't even feel you're moving at times.
That's pretty
Should
cool.
I roll the inside of
There might be a little much.
the carriage?
Yeah.
Should I conjure 24 weasels?
Wish I could fly. Sure.
I can conjure 24 flying things. I can do geese.
I need another survival check from someone new.
Someone new.
I'm pretty good at survival.
Why can't I do? I'm still in the carriage.
Because you already did that.
Roll.
The group of 11. With an 11.
You don't give a shit.
Yeah.
The caravan is traversing on that second full day of travel. The caravan is traversing through the beautiful crystalline forest. Let me see.
This is correct.
Yeah. Because, like, quartz gets really big.
It's just like spikes through the ground.
That'd be cool. Like, I imagine, like, really, like, tall, skinny, like, stone pillars that have, like, a whole bunch of, like, quartz and amethyst spikes coming out of them. And they feel different colors. Quartz comes in a bunch of different colors. When I was, like, talking about doing, like, before you, like, leaving this plant group, I can't actually use plant group on the plane of existence. There has to be plants.
You have to see one plant.
Well, it basically boosts the plants that are already there. There are no plants here.
They do have a plant or a seed. After a couple seeds.
I also seed is a magic seed.
But yeah, these are lawless.
I gotta save my seed for like a good fork. Remember that that's something important.
You follow with we within these through this crystalline forest. The the path has been overgrown. There's been a large structures, and so the caravan has had to stop for a few hours and stop a few times for a few hours each to clear the pathway from overgrowth of crystals and rock formations. So you do end up losing about a half a day's worth of travel with all of these stops.
Mm.
Um,
Are the soldiers doing that work?
yeah, the soldiers are clearing the road for you.
I'll let them do that because I don't want to fuck with anything.
I don't think they want our help.
People.
But looking at those seeds now, like, I do pull up my little seed out of my pocket. I'm looking at it. I was like, I think this seed is a fail-safe in case we fuck up.
Could be.
Because if I plant it, I can wish for something to happen. But I can bring back whole forests or rebuild whole cities or restore oceans. Feel like maybe she doesn't have all that much faith. You guys look like maybe you are not going to succeed.
It's good to have a just in case.
Yeah, and she's like that. Like that she's honest.
See what happens.
Don't get us up if you don't believe in us. That's fine. Appreciate that. That's cool.
I need another survival check, please.
Do you want to do this one?
Always fun. 16.
16. With the 16, your evening's travel is uneventful. You all have a wonderfully sound sleep. Little to zero bumps to wake you up. You all get a wonderful long rest with no issues.
Nice.
While we're traveling, do we see other creatures or anything else living besides rocks?
That's a good question.
Give me a
Is there a wild
perception
rock
check.
22.
22. With the 22, you do see, or maybe you don't.
I am just an organic after all.
You are just organic. Both in game and out of game.
What are you gonna do?
Just see what else is around. If there's any
Can I give him
Every now and then,
advantage?
as you're looking up in the sky, you see a glint of something, and at first you think it's a bird, and then all of a sudden it just disappears into the sky.
Flying rocks?
Bird. It's a plane.
Yeah. Okay. It's not like following a trajectory. It's actual just...
You can't quite tell because every now and then you see a glint of something, and then it blends back into the sky. So it's just did I just envision something, or did I just see something in the sky fly?
That's the problem. Something was taught. Something else.
Could be. Yeah. You never know. All right. Is there a guard nearby with just ask them about it? They probably won't talk about us.
We're just determined to know this shit.
I know, right?
We just want to know.
Right, everything is so different.
There are guards walking.
Everybody's so creative. Within your shot, just a little, okay, yeah, sure. Hey, I saw something in the sky. What's that?
It looks up for as it's walking for its face is one of the things.
Yeah, sure.
It looks up. It looks back at you and just shrugs its shoulders.
Oh, he shrugged. Okay, well.
You guys don't have birds or anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
What could be in the sky? Where are they?
Rock.
It's your sky.
Falling rocks, crystals. I don't know. It's really weird.
I'm identifying and find something.
Give me an insight. That's a high DC, so
Let's see what my insight is.
a faceless, emotionless metal creature.
15.
So its cape is also made out of rock.
Probably that wire
The
fabric.
wire fabric, yeah. No way to know, but it tastes it. It's the only way you can tell.
Right.
I'm not gonna.
So
It's like a person.
No, he can find it.
So you only eat things after they stop being useful.
Maybe that's her purpose. Get eaten by a lizard.
I do exist outside the cycle.
Also, like, I don't think you eat things when they stop being useful. Because, like, being animal is a form of usefulness.
That's true. Useful, well, a lot. I should say.
You've never eaten a living thing? The
I mean-
live fish, or...
It wasn't alive for much longer.
But it wasn't alive when you ate it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was...
But okay, so these being Techimitsu. These beans are currently a lot more useful to us than a fish ever would be or could be.
I wouldn't advocate for eating the rock people. Like, first of all, that is not a fine food.
But
I'm
you
impulsive
lick,
not to
lick
do
things all the time.
The wall hanging.
Okay, we'll just sell this right now. Excuse me, rock guard.
It's faceless.
Um,
Looks at you.
I know that you don't eat, so you don't really have a mouth, so you don't really have a tongue. But this thing inside of my mouth that's called tongue. And we do this thing with the tongue that's called licking. It's a sensory organ for beings like us.
So it's part information.
Yes.
No, I've still got my flavor compass.
Oh, you could sniff them with your mouth.
Use the flavor compass.
So
No,
I put it on.
Detect it and taste things at a distance.
Okay.
Distance tasting.
What is what's my friend's flavor?
Metallic-y.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Soft.
Sauce.
Sauce.
I wonder.
Like heat soft metal?
No.
Like she wears metal.
Like the
Like so he said he tasted the cloak.
Are you tasting the cloak?
I was tasting the person.
Well, like if I don't have to actually like touch them, because that could be rude. They said don't touch. I will just like
Taste her.
lick their hair up and down.
Every part of them.
From
Yeah.
your head to your toes.
That was not back in the food world. You could have licked their dairy hair.
Amazing.
Right.
I wonder if we could give them like an opportunity to taste.
Where would
I
they
think it would be a mouth.
compass? Yeah.
I don't know.
It goes in your mouth.
Yeah.
And your mouth. They don't have.
True.
We'd have to like drill holes in their.
That seems right. Yeah.
And also like we'd have to figure out a way to connect to like some sort of sensory.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of transplanting. I don't
So
know.
which one are you trying to?
I mean, they're the only one in the carriage with us, right?
She's not. They don't have a character outside.
And so, so the pointy ones are. There's two of them, and they're walking parallel with the front carriage. The other, the big guys are walking with the other carriages and behind.
We
Okay.
have to lick back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, you taste soft.
You take soft.
And metallic. Soft, not soft in the conventional way.
Soft like gold is soft.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 We're all trained into Mr. Garrison.
We're learning things that taste.
We've returned to infancy.
But like I said, I've been a lot of creatures who the only way to learn things about the world is to put it in their mouth. It's a good way to learn things about the world. You put the wrong things in your mouth, you learn that those things are sharp.
Yeah.
And or they bite you back.
then you will learn.
I don't think I put the kitchen gate out.
Oh,
I want to go home and crap all over my floor. And Gunner's gonna need something stupid again. A second stupid thing, because when I was outside doing my plants, I hear a wet noise and I turn around and he's licking the plant fertilizer off of the plant.
Yum.
And
Well,
I was like, you know what, the warning on the next back, that's like, dogs like to eat this, probably don't let them, is accurate. I mean, he's not a normal dog, so I think he probably would have eaten it regardless, but
Right.
I'm pretty sure I didn't put the kitchen gate.
as awful as that is, at least if he's eating the garbage, he's no longer getting your wall.
The problem is the garbage is full of things I might have to take him to the vet.
Oh, yeah.
The wall is wood, he will poop that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well, it's been several hours. If he was gonna get to the trash, he's already. I did put the bathroom gate up, but after the two, I would have rather gotten bathroom.
We'll do. I need another survival, please.
$18.
18. You all feel that you managed to make up some time from the delays that you had the previous day, but you managed to find yourselves. Oh, where are you? Where are you?
And I'm so sorry. How come whenever I make you smile, husband, you also look ashamed?
But every time you do that, you realize, like, God, he picked you on purpose. He chose this.
He sure did. I was gonna say no takesy backsies, but that's actually very not true.
Yeah, divorce is like right there.
You all have another unsuccessful day of travel. It is unsuccessful, uneventful.
I was gonna say.
Yes, the carriages
Fully
explode.
failed the travel.
Yeah.
You forgot to fill up the rock gap.
Yeah.
Shit, no other material.
There's no oil. No, you have another uneventful day of traveling, and eventually, the carriages begin to slow, and you see, as you enter into large fields of multicolored, like you can't quite place it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me pull up what you guys see. It's taking forever.
Did you guys hear that Poison died?
Yes.
They died?
Yeah.
Like a-
It's like that.
Oh.
So badly hacked that it just
It-
ruined them.
It doesn't exist.
Oh.
Like if you go to the site, it is down.
Oh. Maybe that's for the best.
It probably.
It probably maybe because also like it was sort of a containment unit for the worst people. They're also finding out that a lot of the people who were on there were like, I don't know what assumed CIA, FBI, none of the private accounts were just like observing,
Yeah.
which was like it was known, like nobody had to prove it. It was like, yeah, we know.
Right.
Up on a hill. And actually, here we just kind of see this. Up on a hill, you all see what looks. At first, you thought, "Hey, that's farmland." But as you get closer to the city, you feel you observe and look over, and this is not farmland. This is, but it is. And you there's a small buzz from within your carriage, and a small little Bismuda appears on like a little platform right underneath the bell that's in your like a holographic Bismuda. Like it looks to be generated from light, but it is. She goes. We are nearly in Jewel. We are passing through the Tetragonal Commons. Since this is your first time here, this is one of our main resource hubs where they are grown, cultivated, and harvested for daily use in the city, as well as sending out to the building blocks.
Okay. So these are different sorts of minerals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Grow the minerals.
This is your diamond.
They cream that in.
Or a gold field or a silver field. Hell, I'll take a copper field. There you go. A David Copperfield.
But yeah, as you're passing through, like that is beautiful. Like there's like massive stone boulders that are multicolored. You see like large pits of like rocks and with like glowing rocks in them. There are a handful of lava pits that are being like you see a couple of those dull uh, rock creatures, and I have a picture of those for you. Let me pull them up for you. Those golem-like creatures. This is what they look like. You see them handling, much like glass blowers do when they're handling like molten glass, the lava and bringing it over and like putting it in strategic places along some of these resources, or throwing it in container in like minecart containers to be shipped somewhere else.
Okay.
But as you pass through what you now believe is called the Tetragonal Commons, you come across, you are coming up on massive, like 120, at least 200-foot walls. And little holographic Bismuda pops up again, and we have arrived at Jewel. We shall be crossing into the city shortly. Please refrain from getting out of the caravan until we have given word that it is okay to leave. This is the first time in a very, very long time that organics have been in the city.
We also accept smooth skins. Well, they do.
We will let you know when it is safe to leave.
Would you find it cool if we just constantly refer to you as rough skins?
Yeah.
Scale skins?
Yeah.
Slimy skins?
I mean, we're not very slimy.
I know what lizards feel like. I've been a lizard.
Also, I've been around enough humans to know that,
Not even a human.
well, humanoids.
Hate that word.
Yeah.
Presumably humans.
Okay, I've been around enough
People.
non-reptilian bioheads
Not like humans.
to know that at least half of you find having smooth skin like desirable. So, is it an insult?
It feels pejorative when you say it as like a collective.
Yeah.
Is that better or worse than organics? She's gonna call you something.
Well, you're our friend. There is a difference.
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to stop. I'm just saying, like, just because we tolerate it doesn't mean other people will.
And Vespucci goes, we will be stopping at Lady Amertrine's noble house.
Forgot your boss.
I did. I was going Amerthine. I'm like, well, that's not it. We at her noble house, where she will then travel to the Creationist Guild and submit her reports. You have been invited to stay at Lady Amertrine's noble house. Should you accept, otherwise we can find accommodations for you within the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got no.
I kind of like maybe not being under the watchful eye of the
Yeah. I think it'd be good for us to be immersed in the culture. So, like, see how the rock people live. So we could stay in, like, accommodations.
Very well. We shall reach out to the locals and find habitation for you within the city.
Thank you.
Thanks.
After we stop off at Lady Amertrine's noble house. And you begin to travel into the city, and that is where we will end tonight.
Yeah. The way they keep saying, like, Lady Amertrine's noble house, it's like, it always just feels weird. And so I'm like, I'm suspicious. Does this mean something? Are we missing
No, I
something?
think it's just part of the way they talk because they don't know how to think of things.
Could be,
Could be.
But welcome.
We made it to Jewel.
Welcome.
We did make
You know
it.
what? As a treat,
Is it time?
We're going down a level.
as a treat, welcome to Jewel.
I don't have my glasses on. But, and I know that does not would say what I think it says. I would just like no one to correct me. Because it does say it does look like it says bisexual corridor.
It is not the bisection, it's the biaxal.
That's not as good, frankly.
City looks suspicious at like Summerville.
It does, and I apologize. I was trying to make it look like a faceted jewel. Like I wanted to make like it has different things, but there's only so much. Like it makes shitty
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah.
So
There's only so many ways you can make
I'll
it.
be honest. I've resorted to paint a few times.
yeah,
The ritual site thing that I made for you guys, I think that's paint.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't get circles to happen, so paint is not a circles tool.
so we have. I'll go through the districts and we'll at least name them off for you people. For you all.
You smooth skins.
Yeah, you smooth.
Organic.
Let me find out where that is. I had a thing. I don't know where it went. So you have the Luminous District, the Radiant Downs, the Highest Light, the what is that? Phosphorescence District, the Carver's Loop,
These look like both ones.
Halo Market. It is, or that's one, and
We have 3.
That's a 3, but this is a 1 and that's a.
Oh, I think it's a 2.
Is that a 2? Oh, okay.
I have
Slightly squigglier than
I have a document somewhere on
Okay.
it, so I just can't find it right now. You have the Halo Markets, the Upper Facet, the Orgonite Trails, the Tetragonal Commons, the Lower Facet, the Igneous Quarter, and the Biaxial Corridor. And those are the different districts.
Where about in the city are we going? To her place.
You guys came in through the tetragonal commons, which are up here,
Mhm.
and you are going to be making your way towards the upper facet, which is going to be
Of course,
over
it's
here.
Why would she be anywhere but the upper?
Sure. Do you guys want to see the full video?
Sure.
Which you can have.
But
So
yeah,
you should have done this with the lights off.
Ooh.
oh,
Blend all the glow sticks.
Oh.
so
I also like that the glows like kind of don't mix together.